Once there was a family of Vikings. Sven the Red, his wife Helga, and their children Olaf, Hulda, and Tur. Now, they all had their mouths twisted up in some way, except for Tur. Now, Tur was the smart one of the family, so they sent him away to school. And when he came home, they sat up all the whole night through to hear everything he had learned. But it got to be very late, and they wanted to go to bed. But first they had to blow out the candle. So Sven says, "Helga, would you blow out the light?" And Helga says, "Yeah, sure, you betcha." "Well, I wish you would." "All right, I will." And Helga blew, but her mouth was twisted up, and she blew like this. She couldn't blow out the light. So she says to Sven, "Sven, will you blow out the light?" "Yeah, sure, you betcha." "Well, I wish you would." "All right, I will." And Sven blew, but his mouth was twisted up, and he blew like this. He couldn't blow out the light. So he says to his son Olaf, "Olaf, would you blow out the light?" "Yeah, sure, you betcha." "Well, I wish you would." "All right, I will." And Olaf blew, but his mouth was twisted up, and he blew like this. He couldn't blow out the light. So Olaf says to his sister Hulda, "Hulda, would you blow out the light?" "Yeah, sure, you betcha." "Well, I wish you would." "All right, I will." And Hulda blew, but her mouth was twisted up, and she blew like this. She couldn't blow out the light. So she says to her brother Tur, "Tur, would you blow out the light?" "Yeah, sure, you betcha." "Well, I wish you would." "All right, I will." And Tur blew, and his mouth was not twisted up, and he blew like this. Oh, they were very excited. They could finally go to bed. And Sven says, "It is a wonderful thing to have a son who has an education."